are with me here on Backstage Pass. I'm really excited to introduce Lance and welcome him to Backstage Pass and just tell all the great things that God's been doing in his life over these past months in the program. So Lance, man, glad you're here. Welcome.
Thank you. It is certainly a joy and privilege to be here with you, Matt, and actually talk face-to-face. Get to see you on the videos, but actually being face-to-face and knowing others. Hello, everybody else as well, and look forward to this time together. May it be a blessing to all of us.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I know folks have seen you around in the mentoring program and that sort of thing, but for those maybe who are just getting to know you, why don't you just kind of give us who you are, where you're from, what you do creatively, and then we'll get into a little bit of your story.
Well, I am a coach's and teacher's son, so involved with the game of basketball most of my life. So I've done a lot of coaching, adult practice this afternoon with guys and artists, watercolorist, and so I've learned just a lot from her. She's a nurse by trade, and we took some classes about 20 years ago at the Peninsula Art School up in with Donna Brown and others up in Door County, Wisconsin. And so as she retired, she really got busy with her art and done some great things and won some awards and just has been very successful. And then I had a pretty big curveball the last 2 years. I had some pretty significant health issues. I was in 3 comas about starting January 6, 2020. So obviously today is kind of memorable of COVID things and things kind of our nation changing, and kind of had that same thing happen a little bit prior to, and obviously was affected by the shutdowns like everybody. But just kind of a big change. And so I have not returned back to work full time, but I have been working toward that. And the brain recovery, that's a pretty serious thing. So It's just taken a long time. And the great thing is God is just, he's opened some doors in the art world. And I'm kind of just figuring it out as we go here a little bit, and thankful for thriving artists and you, Matt, and everybody actually for all the little tips and everything. You can really see I started what's called GRAS Ministries in August 22nd, 2020, Green Room Art Studio, and it's kind of code for Grace Art Recreational Service, and so it's kind of, it's a ministry, it's a joy, it's practicing get better. This year I'm really working at just trying to get your skill, as well as all the other things, but so like I said, my life has changed a lot. I'm not doing quite what I used to do. Hoping to be able to coach basketball again in the next year. That's kind of my prayer, but we'll see where the Lord leads that. And currently, I'm a resident artist for a ministry called the City for God.
Cool.
And so we've been able to do a lot of different art, Christian art, biblical art, as well as just a lot of other art, and raising funds for that organization. So really, I'm not able to be in the classroom and in the grind like I used to be. So got to make a couple of changes. All right, that's a fire hose of stuff there.
No, that's great. That's great. I was thinking about so many of us that go through sort of transitional seasons in our life, and those are seasons and opportunities where you can either press into the Lord and be like, God, you're the constant in this, even though everything around me is changing. Or I know there are also times where the enemy can come in like a flood, right? And try to take us off base and that sort of thing. Talk about just that process for you, because I know that we can all, kind of talk about things on the other end and praise God, I went through it and all that. But I mean, that's not an easy thing to walk through, what you've walked through. And it seemed like God's really used this community, but also your art as this sort of place of not only healing, but also launching as well into what you're doing now.